In the dead of night, when the shadows creep, dirty filth is joining while cryptid sleep. Sasquatch dancing from the solid skies. Mothman's ventures with glowing eyes. History filth and cryptid cartoons. Spaced out radio, blasting past the moon. Dogman howls, aliens grin. Buoys block as the weird begins. Charles and legends that we love, from swampy lands to the stars above. Rushes pays, the crowd leans in. Every stroke, there's a fun begin. So buckle up, touch truth news. Dirty film and cryptic cartoons. Spaced out radio, we're calling for you.
Sort of cryptic cartoons with Dirty Filth. I'm Dirty Filth. She's Fox Vegas, who's not actually here. I'm just used to saying that. She's currently out in a top secret mission, probably watching the hounds of some sort. But I'm here, usually with Fox Vegas, every Saturday. And pending UFO abductions or getting beaten up by Bigfoot, that will continue indefinitely. You can also check out Dave Scott Monday to Friday. He's on Spaced Out Radio during the week, 9 p.m. Pacific. And also, make sure you go to spacedoutradio.com. Go to the page that allows you to purchase things and purchase yourself some Spaced Out Radio socks. I'm not wearing socks today because it's way too nice to be wearing socks. I'm barefooted like a barbarian of some sort. So since it's just me here, I'm going to have to try my best to make sure I'm paying attention to the comments. So let me go to the comments here and have a gander. Hello, Undead Jed. Hello, Fox Vegas. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy again. Hello, Kitty Cattywack. Skip to Malou. How are you? I think I got everybody. Yes. All right. So today I'm working on one of the drawings for my calendar. I put out a calendar every year, and they're stupid expensive because, well, that's just the way she goes. But I mostly just like them for myself. But anyways, this is the May drawing. And this drawing is going to be the gnome and the goblin. And the gnome is extremely excited about his flower that has sprung forth. Because, you know, April showers brings May flowers and all that stuff. So he's hanging out with Goblin in his little garden. He's being the best garden gnome that he can be. And so I'm just starting with the sky as usual. Get that all colored in, and then we can carry on to the rest of it. So I just want to also say thanks to everyone that's stopped in so far today, and anybody in the future, time travelers that will see this. Thank you for coming. Thank you for going out of your way to find a very specific point in time to visit. I appreciate that. And everybody else, thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon or evening or wherever the heck you are on the planet or in different dimensions and whatnot. Thank you for spending some time with us. And I believe Fox is working on some shrinky dinks as we speak, probably covered in dog hair right now. Digging up this. As I said, I'm going to try to make sure I keep an eye on the chat here because they don't have a separate set of eyeballs. And Skip to Malou is apparently healed. I'm glad that you found yourself a cleric and or a proper apothecary to heal you of your ailments. Unless you have a stubbed toe or a broken finger or something, you just got to kind of wait that kind of stuff out. I've had a broken toe before, and that's not fun. And I've also had a broken pinky finger. I got hit by a car. That was also not fun. Excuse me. All right, now a bit more of the sky coloring here. It's very important. So, in other news, well, the nerds are coming over tonight. There's some dice rolling. Switch the brushes here. And what I'm really excited about is during this episode here, I'm going to be able to play with my new brushes. I snuck over to the art store after work this week and got myself some new pens. I got a brand new number 4 and a number 5, my good old trusties. So I'm excited to have some pens that aren't bent and mangled and whatnot. And it's the first time I've been to the art store since it's moved. And it's a lot bigger, more same selection. Excuse me. It's the same selection of everything. It's just more space, so everything is a little easier to find. I can't really complain about it as it was previously. It was also good, but it's just nice when everything's all neat and tidy and organized, and you can find it really quick. All right. Especially in a art store. I mean, it's not the largest art store, but it is still fairly large, and or it's a decent size. But anyways, the point is, everything was neat and tidy, and all you could find everything in one shot. And I'm gonna have to take a little trip there. Actually, you know what? I think I might stop there after the show. I got a couple hours before the dice rolling commences, and it's just kind of up the road from me. I think I might go for a little trip over there. That's a brilliant idea. Good job, me and whoever telepathically sent that idea to me. Because, I guess that's how aliens communicate. So says David Grush now. But I think that's what I'll do. Because I don't have Fox to go for chicken wings and do our usual ritual, so I feel a little bit naked over here without my my assailant, my accomplice with me. We haven't beaten anybody up, so she can't really be an assailant that I can talk about. So says my lawyer. But there we are. This all covered in there. You got the goblin all ready to go. But yes, apparently I haven't seen an interview, but Dr. Phil of all people, did an interview with David Grush, and David Grush was doing the old wink wink and all that type of stuff. Is quite interesting. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I'd like to see the entire thing, but he did do an interview with him, and a lot of people are kind of bent out of shape about Dr. Phil getting in onto the UFO thing. But I had mentioned this to the geeks and the rest of Spaced Out Radio in our little group chat thing. I mentioned that I think Dr. Phil is a good choice to talk about UFOs and everything, because if you knock off a lot of boxes, like you get to have the old people paying attention, because grandpa and grandma sitting there watching Dr. Phil all day, but also so you get that little bit of demographic in there, and then they get used to aliens being a thing and UFOs, and then also the fact that he's kind of a big name in the daily the afternoon talk show type thing, and he's talked to a lot of people and kind of in the know. So it just seems perfect to put someone like that who's, I'm not going to say like a plant or something, but it's just a good spot for him to be in and for everybody else, because he's kind of a trusted voice. So if Dr. Phil's talking about it, it must be true. Not like that alien grandma video. That's hilarious. But anyways. Oh, hello, Andrew Gnome's Trucking Express, for sneaking in here. Thank you for getting my Dr. Phil is going to try psychology with aliens. He'll be like, aliens, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Michael's is pretty huge. Yeah, Michael's isn't bad. Oh, yeah. Oprah doing disclosure. You get a UFO. You get a UFO. Everybody gets a UFO. I want an old nuts and bolts UFO. If I go to Oprah and she's handing out UFOs to everybody, I would like a nice old classic 1950s Febreze style UFO, because those ones are all nice. It's all nuts and bolts. So you can change the parts out. None of this consciousness stuff where you can't just run down to DAS Auto and get your parts that you need or anything. You gotta somehow manifest it, and it don't got time for manifesting. I only got time to throw a flux capacitor in my UFO and go for a zip. But yes. And as I was saying before I rambled off a tangent there, thank you, Andrew and Gnome's Trucking Express, for picking up my delivery and delivering my goods on time. I appreciate it. Make sure next time you stop at the warehouse, you bring some snacks for the dog, which we actually do have a dog at the warehouse. Her name is Pico. He's the best. She's just a big meathead, and she thinks that everybody that shows up there is delivering food to her, which most of the drivers do. So, and she got to see one of her best buddies in the world on Friday, the Fritzmeister. But that's not important. We're here to talk about UFOs and other interesting things like, you know, if there's alien cats, why can't there be alien dogs? Can't just leave one out without the other, right? That's one thing I have to look into. I don't know if anybody's ever claimed that they've seen like an alien dog. Maybe it's just exclusive to dogmen. Maybe that's how it goes. I don't know. Oh yes, 88 gigawatts. Patrick Kane gigawatts. Yo, get the grass all done there. But and that's also one thing I haven't really looked into a lot is the Lyrans and whatnot. Every time I think of Lyrans, I think of Blob because that was her original name. And then I just missed that Blob. But I mean, I think it just goes without saying. If there's, excuse me, cat aliens, there's got to be dog aliens of some sort. We got mantids and we got reptiles. So we got to have dog aliens. Like I said, maybe that's just what Dogman is. And he's a terrestrial bound alien. And they don't have like a dog planet somewhere or something. I'll have to go. You know what? If you would like to learn more about that, just go to phantomsandmonsters.com and check out Lon Strickler's stuff. He's probably got something about space alien dogs in there. Guy's got everything. Also, you should go to amazon.com, type in Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2, and buy like 3 copies. One for you, one for your mom, and one for your weird uncle. And then I can buy cat snacks for the cats. Also, after you're done buying a Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2, go to spacedoutradio.com and buy yourself a t-shirt. Also, while you're there, check out the Caribou Con link, because maybe that's something you might want to do. It's coming up quick. I don't know if there's any tickets left, but I keep looking at the website, and I'm really interested, and I'd like to go, but I'm really poor. We're just buying a house and having a nice place. I shake my fist at my happiness now. I shouldn't complain about that. I'll just have to go to the next one next year, Dave. And then I'm going to go to Dave's house and take all the Nanaimo bars out of his fridge and feed them to the wildlife. I'll just leave it out in the back for Bigfoot to come eat them. Even Bigfoot probably doesn't even like Nanaimo bars, actually. Disgusting. That's my prejudice in the world is Nanaimo bars. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible. All right, let's see how everyone's doing here. I hope that everyone's having a wonderful day. Let's see here, Chewbacca. I got everybody. I haven't missed anybody. I'm doing a good job making sure I keep checking this once in a while. Yeah, okay, good. I'm a little bit proud of myself here. So yes, thank you for spending your afternoon with me here. I'm doing Gnome and Goblin excitedly watching their little tiny plant sprout here. And on top of that, I also, this is actually really neat. I gotta share this. I'm quite proud of myself. It's taken a little while, but I've got my 18-page comic all painted up. And so this is the first page. There's Man in Black signing into work, and there's Susie, the receptionist. But yes, I got 18 pages of this bad boy, and I decided I'm just going to actually do all the lettering and everything first and get that boring stuff out of the way. But it should be done in the next week or so, and then I'll be able to post it somewhere and everybody can read it. It's quite comical. Isn't that funny? The comic is comical. Wow, I'm going to let myself out here. I have to have a swig. What am I having today? I'm having water with lemon squeeze into it. Oh boy, sour. Can't have a sour blueberry Slurpee or anything, so I'll have the next best thing. All right, let's get some clouds all painted up here, shall we? There we go. Get these fluffy little clouds all painted in. But yes, I'm almost it's the second comic that I put together. The first one is called Photograph, which is basically Carl Stanton and Alan figuring they're going to take a clear as day picture of Sasquatch, but it kind of backfires on them, as it normally does, because, well, they're they're good, but they're not that good. And most of the time, Carl's ideas don't really work out very well. And I'm not going to ruin the ending, but if they were just a little bit more patient, it would have probably had some better outcomes throughout the story. 1 second here. I have to sneeze. Mm. All right. Sneezing has finished. All right, let's get to my next little brush out here. We got the clouds complete. And I forgot what I did to get this red, really nice red the other day. I had to go to my auxiliary backup paints. This is my super old paint tray that I've had for 1,000 years. Hello, mister. Hello, you little wiener boy. Are you crybaby? Yeah, you big crybaby. Let's look at that. Let's look at that little gremlin, shall we? There he goes, sneaking away. Hey, boy. There we go. Yes. Look at him. You little crybaby. What a wiener. All right. Anyways, cats. All right. So as I was saying, this is an old, old red that I've had for a million years, and I have another little red on the other side here, and I kind of mix them together, and it gives me the proper red that I want. I've been trying to find a good red paintbrush or a tube of good, nice, proper candy apple red, fire truck red type thing, but it it's hard to find a good one because they all kind of come out nice, but at the same time, it's not as red as I want it to be. So I have to make a little bit of an adjustment on some of this stuff here. There we go. 1 second here. Let me check something really quick. That's gonna work not. Oh, try it out, shall we? What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work and I find out that it doesn't work. There we are. Yes. That's proper. That's exactly what I was looking for. There we go. Much better. Sometimes you have to improvise, adapt, and overcome, and be like that Bear Grylls guy. Minus drinking your own pee, because, well, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't ever want to get myself in a situation where that may have to be an option of some sort. You ever don't. All right, have a little swig of water here. All right, now we're gonna get the old gray brushy boy. Get the water on that sucker and get that goblin all colored up here. There we go. All right. Here's Mr. Goblin with his best buddy, the gnome. These two guys are always up to something. Seems like all my characters are just tricksters of some sort, but I can only draw what they are, and they tend to do that. And I mean, Carl, Stanton, and Alan, that's just who they are, trying to figure out themselves in the world of humans and everything. But currently, the gnome and the goblin are quite happy with their little plant that they've grown. What kind of plant is it? I don't know. I haven't thought that far out. I just decided it will be a plant of some sort. So that's where I'm going with that. That should be good. And well, let's see here. Let's make it an orange cat, shall we? Orange cat piloting the ship. It's the gremlin. Let's not lie. The gremlin's fine flying the ship. Yeah, good. I'm running over my own tongue here. Right. And then like that little gremlin all colored in there. Feels weird sitting in the fancy chair. Usually I let Fox sit in the fancy chair and I sit in my drawing chair, but I figured, you know what? I'm going to try to sit in the fancy chair today because I don't have my accomplice with me. However, I think eventually, after this, I'm just going to go back to normal. Hello, Whiskey. Bye, Whiskey. Oh, by the way, Whiskey decided that she was going to eat a oh yes, dandelion. Those are some of my favorite plants. But Whiskey decided she was going to eat a massive mouse today. She came sauntering into the house, and there was a gigantic mouse in her mouth, which I'm fairly certain that she didn't catch. But I'm just going to go with she probably did catch it because, got to give her credit for something. But I think she's a little bit old and slow for catching mice now. But anyway, so she had a nice little mouse snack, and maybe we'll have to send her over to headquarters and she can eat all the mice she can handle over there for a week or so. But yes, Whiskey loves her mice, and she's eaten a couple birds in her time too. Back in the day, gentle Blob, used to catch these mice and everything, and gently bring them over to Whiskey, to which Whiskey would eat the feet and tail first, and then she would usually eat it from the butthole up. I am thinking because she would like that nice little crunchy brain at the end as like the final bit of snack after you eat the mouse. So yes, they're as cute as they are, they're vicious little beasts. Especially that gnome, that gnome, especially that gargoyle. He is a killer. He's probably outside hunting mice as we speak. Whiskey, are you a grouchy old bag? Are you a grouchy old bag, Whiskey? Yeah, let's get the old cat cam out here. Hello, Whiskey. I can't move the camera any further. Stand over here. There we go. Hi, Whiskey. Here's a cat butt for y'all. Whiskey Miss? Yeah, there's my grumpy old bag. Bye, Whiskey. See you later, Whiskey. Have fun, Whiskey. All right, there she goes. All right, let's get this all sorted back out here so we can see what's going on. There we are. Ah, it all works out in the end, anyways. Right, Whiskey Miss? Yes. All right, we have a little bit more to paint in here, and then we will be able to get to the next part like that. Pour myself a little bit of water. I didn't feel like tea today. It's too nice for tea. So I have my poor man's lemonade. Yes, Undead Jed, she's the best. Let's see here. Let's get the old little paintbrush out here. So get this gnome all colored up. And then I got a little bit of dirt to color. And then once that's done, we can move on to let's clean that brush out a little bit more. I need to move my studio outside so I can just have a hose and just spray my hose. Use the hose to spray my brushes rather. Alrighty. Get over color there. Here we are. We almost got the gnome color down. There we go. He's technically a garden gnome right now. He's in his little garden. There we go. I just have a lot of fun drawing the gnome and the goblin. And plus they're best buddies. That's what good pancakes do. They stick together. But that's a Simpsons reference. Nobody probably understands. There we go. It's just fun to draw them because you can put them into any kind of comical situation. They do things like steal jars of coins or tie shoelaces together and, shake the milk in the fridge. All types of crazy capers those wacky little scoundrels get into. Speaking of wackiness, there's apparently a new Looney Tunes movie coming out. It's kind of like a cross between live action and animated. So I may have to go check that out. Because I am a big fan of Looney Tunes. That kind of stuff has got me into cartoons and comedy and stuff. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I watched a lot of cartoons and I did watch TV and excuse me, and just kind of invented my own characters to do things with. So I never had any brothers or sisters to pick on me or anything. So all right, there we go. I'm gonna get a little bit of dirt down. I'm not sure if the chat room's broken or nobody's talking, but I am trying to pay attention here. So if you guys are talking and I don't happen to say anything back, I apologize. I'm mostly concentrating on this drawing here, so but I do appreciate anybody hanging out here. Anybody that's new here, I do this every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific, and you can also check out Dave Scott Monday to Friday at Spaced Out Radio on YouTube. And also, since you're here and listening, go to Amazon.com and buy yourself a copy of Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2. It's got an alien on the front, so it's easy to identify. And after that, go to spacedoutradio.com and scoop yourself a pair of Spaced Out Radio socks or underwear. I would suggest the socks because they're really comfortable. I'm not getting paid by Dave to say that or anything. Oh, look, there's my wad of bills. Thanks, Dave. But definitely get yourself some Spaced Out Radio socks. They are worth it. They're comfy and they stay up high on your feet all day. There's nothing worse than having socks that keep falling down on you all day. You know, pull your socks up and you're swearing, shaking your fist and everything like that. Yes, but I believe the movie is kind of like that Roger Rabbit and Cool World as well. Where's my ear paint? Ear paint. There you go. It's the pink ear color that he used for the inside of the goblin's ear. All right, got that. Then last little bit of color here, a little water in that bad boy. And then color in the glass on the UFO. And be good to go to start the inking process. All right. Oh yeah, new number 4, my new number 5. So the old number 4 and the number 5, they get moved up one slot in my little drawer that I got here, all my art stuff in it. And those are the pens that I end up using for just carrying around daily because they're all bent out of shape and they're not as sharp. Maybe they split or something, so that's usually what I do. But oh yeah, brand new number 5 and number 4. It's like it's so much better when you have new pens. All right, 1 second, we gotta it's a little shaky here. Polka dot door. My mom was on the Popcorn Playhouse. I don't think anybody's gonna know what that is, but oh yeah, that is beautiful. I love these new brushes for pens. I feel like I should have. All right, let's get the beginning part here done. The lettering. So this is the May drawing for my calendar. And as I said, I do a calendar every year because I like calendars. And I save all my old calendars too because I always write on them. And I just like to go back and see what I was doing on those days. I get these clouds all done. But yes, I do a calendar every year because they're neat. And I usually put up links on my social media and I'll plug it when I get it all done. I wish I could find a place that was closer here in town to make calendars, but most of the time, a lot of the places when you want to buy a calendars, you have to make a whole bunch of you have to purchase about a billion of them or something like that. So that's kind of always a piss off, so to speak, is probably the best way to explain it. I forgot the gnome's hair. How dare I? But I like making them they have little dates about UFOs and things like that on them, so it's all kind of redacted out. Actually, you know what? I'll just grab the calendar and show you. I believe I have a spare one somewhere. No, I think I sold it the Art Walk whiskey. I'll just have to tear the one off the wall here. Whiskey miss. All right, here we go. So this is the drawing for August that I did for last year, and it's the Kentucky Goblin's birthday. Let's see here on August, and then so there's the drawings, and then these are all the dates, and they're all kind of redacted out and everything, as they do. But on August 21st, 1955, was the Hopkinsville Goblin case. So yes, I do one of these every year, and they have some drawings and whatnot. Oh, there's a zombie bunny. So yes, that's what I do with those. I believe this is my 5th calendar. I'm not totally entirely positive. I've done so many now that I just kind of forgot here. But anyways, we will get back to the drawing here. I have to finish the gnome's hair. I forgot his hair. Probably gonna just do my socks or something now. Scoundrel. All right. There we go. Damn gnomes. Damn goblins. All right, I will scoot around here and just do the grass first while that little bit dries there, because that will give me a little bit of time. We're gonna have the daisy in there. Very important. And a little tufties of grass as well, because they're in the little secret garden, hanging out together, the gnome and the goblin. So just get a little bit of fluffy puffs of grass here, and there's a bush here, this well-maintained bush, trimmed nice and well, pleasing on the eyes. Get that little bits of plant matter hanging out there. Yeah, that's nice. That's perfectly there. That's good. Sometimes you have to finesse these things a little bit more than you would like to. And then a couple little tufts of grass here, some crabgrass maybe some of that southern bluegrass or whatever. Little tufts and some little. You hear that whiner boy out there again? I think I might have. But what are you gonna do? Damn it. And then just a little extra detail on the grass here. Got the little bit of dirt here. That's for the little sprout was planted. These are for the little plant was planted. It's sprouting up there all happily. Just that little bit of extra detail. All right, and sneak that in right now. We can get to the gnome now. Take a swig of my sour water. Boy. Just got windy all of a sudden. Oh, excuse me. All right. On to the gnome. He's an absolute maniac. Oh, yeah, that's a nice number 4. It's so nice and sharp and fine point. I don't know if you can see the difference, but yeah, of course, it's all blurry. But definitely, the new one is way better. I can tell the difference because, well, it's but anyways, let me just show some blurry things to people, and they just wonder what the heck I'm doing. So, anyways, we'll get to this gnome here. There's little gnome dreadlocks that he has. But he's a complete maniac. Great big smile. It's so nice to have fresh pens. Held it off for way too long, and like I said earlier, I caved in and went and got it. But I think I'm gonna sneak over there after the show and spend some more money. I love spending money on my art supplies. All right. So, gnome fingers here. Ew. He's all excited. His plant has sprung forth. And he's naked too. That naked gnome. But for proper purposes, I'm not going to draw a little gnome wiener hanging out because, you know, they'd probably yell at me and nobody wants to see a gnome wiener anyways. Wieners are already weird enough. Just we'll gut that gnome all done and then we'll sneak over to that little Kentucky goblin who's got a birthday this month. There we go. I like drawing feet, hands. I'm not good at it, but I still enjoy doing it. You know, that's the whole thing about my cartoons. I like to tell a good story, and then I also get to draw a funny cartoon to go with it, and it works out perfect. And as long as maybe I can get a chuckle out of somebody or make someone smile, then my day has been accomplished. I can go to sleep happy. That's usually what I try to do. At least once a day, I gotta get a good chuckle. Oh, jeez, there's a crybaby. What are you doing? Look at him. Look at this thing. Look at him. Cat. He's not very bright, folks. Right, mister? You a little brain damaged? Yeah. Well, not much you can do. All right, back to the drawing. And sausages. What the heck am I reading here? Oh, hello, Sirius. Thanks for stopping in here. I didn't notice you. I was drawing a whole bunch of cartoons, but thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Let me just scroll up real quick and see if I missed anybody. We'll just say hi to Undead Jed and Jeremy and Skip to Maloo and oh, hi, Fox. Say hi to those people again. But yes. You may have missed Whiskey, Sirius. She was here earlier. And, well, she's a grumpy old bag. She's basically a long-haired barn cat. And we call her Whiskey because she's all black, too. And we call her Whiskey because it sounds like when she meows, it sounds like she's been drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes all day. Really raspy meow. And I guess I should say I'm here every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific. If you ever want to come back, I don't know if I've seen you before here. I have a hard time trying to switch between the drawing and looking at the chat room. Usually, my pal Fox Vegas is here, and she gets all that stuff all covered for me and helped me out. But she's probably just yelling at me right now, where she's watching the dogs and everything. But anyways, rambling away here. But I'm here every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific, and I'm usually pending alien abduction or anything. There we go. Yes, pending alien abduction. I'm here every Saturday, and also during the week at 9 Pacific, you can check out Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. What are you whining about? Oh, here comes the whiskey breath. Hello, whiskey. Yeah, she's a grouch. But anyways, this is the gnome and the goblin, and they're checking out their little plant they got sprouting up here because this is the drawing for my calendar for May. Excuse me. Oh, I get the old throat pipes lubed up here a bit. Which kids yelling at each other outside. Damn hooties. All right, okay, now got this little plant growing up through here. Sprouting. There we go. I'll have to add some color to that afterwards. But that's a sneaky little technique that I'll do after. I might as well get this UFO with that orange gremlin in there. I don't know. You keep stealing the damn UFO. Oh, geez. Thanks, Sirius. I really appreciate that. You are awesome. I will make sure to buy $10 worth of cat snacks. Oh, she makes sure that there's snacks delivered at exactly 11 p.m. every day. I really appreciate that. You are the best. Thank you. Now when I come home with 17 bags of cat snacks and Mrs. Fylth's like, what the hell are you doing? I'll be like, it's not my fault. Sirius paid for them. And then Whiskey will have to have a whole bag to herself. I'll just open the bag up and let her jump right into it. But Sirius, no word of a lie though. At 11 o'clock, she comes downstairs. Well, not downstairs. I don't have a basement anymore. But she comes up and meows at me wherever I am, and then I have to give her snacks. And then the boys show up. That gremlin and that gargoyle, they show up, and I deliver the snacks to the cats because that's my point in life, I believe, is to make sure the cats have snacks at irregular intervals of the day, I guess. She's the queen of the household, so to speak. That's what my pal Spookle says, and I trust Spookles. She's awesome. She's an old barn cat. And then I have the other two ones, the orange guy and the gray guy. orange gremlin and the gray gargoyle. The gray guy's a nice, handsome Russian blue. But the gremlin, that guy, he's just a handsome fella. He will steal your girlfriend and your wife. Like, guaranteed. And the gargoyle is, he's a shameless slut. That's, anytime Fox comes over, plunk right into her lap, ignores me, right into her lap. Yeah. I scroll down here. The thing is all messed up. Hello, this old cynical. Geez, that's a lot of lettering there. Anyways, hello, cynical. Just watching Super Team Canada whilst watching and listening to us. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm almost done this drawing here. And, geez, I don't have any. I forgot to print something out today. Oh, I apologize. I guess I can give away some stickers. I have a pack of stickers handy. Yes, that's what I'll do. At the end of the show here, you'll have to pick a number between 1 and 100 and just type it into the chat, and Fox will write it down. And pick a number between 1 and 100. I will roll some dice, and the person with the closest to that number that I roll will win some stickers, and maybe I'll throw a card of some sort into there too. But yes, so we'll do that here shortly after I do a little bit more of my. Holy, 1 second here. Sorry, choking on water here, dying. All right, no longer dying. But so just pick a number between 1 and 100, type it into the chat room there. Fox will take care of that. And yes, well, I'll have to also check here because I'm not totally incompetent. Just a little bit slow in the draw sometimes. But anyways, we're not quite done here. I got a little bit more details to work in on this drawing here. I got just a little bit more on the gnome and the goblin, and then this will be the most important part, the giveaway. But yes, you have to have the only caveat or whatever is you have to have a physical mailing address or a post office box that I can mail it to, and then I'll put my email in the chat room, and then you can email me, and then I will send it off to you on Monday. Because I work in the warehouse in logistics world, so I can pretty much ship anything anywhere in the world for dirt cheap, which is why I like to give stuff away. And also, the more I can get my art into different places in the world, that makes me happy. And anyways, I quite often when I go places, I will bring some little art cards and stuff with me, and I will just leave them randomly wherever. And people find them, and I've had them email me and get a hold of me on social media stuff and say, hey, I found this art of yours. That's kind of neato. I forgot a little bit of that there. There we go. And in between those legs there, it's all connected. Just like what Grant Cameron says. So yes, I'm almost done this here. And then once I'm done, we will find a winner and make somebody's day wonderful. And then, as I said, I just want to say thanks for everyone for hanging out and chatting with me, whether you're here for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or you just drive by and keep going, whatever. That's all fine. I'm going to be doing this every Saturday anyways, so that's why I don't mind sharing my cartoon and creative process with everybody. And, I guess some people enjoy watching weirdos like me draw cartoons. I appreciate that. So I'm just finishing up the last little bit of stuff here, and then get this all together, and then I'm going to go for a bike ride over to the old art store, and then I'm going to roll some dice with the nerds later. All my dice rolling nerds are coming over. Continue our campaign that we've been running for just about a year now. We finished the last campaign. It was quite fun. All right. What else do I need here? I need a little bit of this blue here again. Just want to make the border a little nice little border around here, because I do when the doll comes and gets done and everything, it is cut down and you don't see all the paint slopped on the side. So I have this frame that I got that goes over it like that. But I will show that at the end here once I do this little bit of border around here. I just wanted to make that pop out a little bit more, just so basically eventually I end up putting these into frames and I sell them to people, and then they have original artwork. Oh, speaking of original artwork, I do have an Etsy page. You just type in, geez, I can't even remember what the heck it is. Oh, let me have a quick gander here. And I have some original artwork on there that is available if you would like to buy that. Or you can go to Amazon.com and type in Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Filth and get yourself a Volume 1 or Volume 2. I would suggest Volume 2. It's a lot better than the first one. So yes, this is kind of how it ends up going. And then I put the frame on it, and it looks nice with the frame. And this will be the May for my calendar. Let's see what, we'll show you what the May calendar was last year. I believe it is, yes. Watch out, Alan. Wasps can be jerks. Yeah, because wasps are jerks. And this was the calendar for May. But since we're in August here, let's see if there's anything interesting on this day. Well, no, nothing interesting on the 15th. But on August 17th in 1936, a metallic disc was seen flying soundlessly near Venice, Italy. It has windows and alternating red and white lights. Fancy. So yes, I just gotta sign this bad boy here, and we'll get to the giving away. So yes, if you would like to win some stickers, pick a number between 1 and 100, throw it into the chat room. Fox will write that down. And then I'll roll some dice here momentarily. And somebody will email me, and they will get themselves I believe it's the 15th today, get themselves a fancy pack of stickers. And let's get the old filthy.com in there. The name is May 2027. Oof. There we go. All right. So this is your last chance. Make sure you pick a number between 1 and 100. We're going to roll some dice. How this works is one of these dice is the 10s and one is the 1s. So if I roll this dice here, this would be 3. And this would be 33. And that's how it goes. So the black will be the 10s. The blue will be, oh, hello. You get all Magneticus Attracticus on me here, Jessica Jones. By the way, if you like cryptids and stuff, I would suggest checking out the Cryptid Huntress. She's awesome. I got the honor and pleasure to meet her in person once, and it was a really good time. I would definitely sit on a porch and sip lemonade with the Cryptid Huntress. All right, so pick a number between 1 and 100, last chance, last call. I'm gonna roll these dice. One's the 10, one's the 100. Whoever's closest wins. And yes, here we go. Ooh, I think there's a drum roll thing I can put. There's some media assets I keep forgetting about. Ooh, drum roll. Alrighty, it is 61. I think I may be having to add stuff to send some more stuff to Jeremy here. But yeah, 61 is what I had rolled here, folks. I'm gonna have to scroll up here. Undead Jed wins, apparently. I think. Let's do a double check here. What did Undead Jed roll? Ooh, yes. 67. Undead Jed. Well, you know what? Jeremy, I'll send you some stickers anyways. Let's see here. I need a piece of paper. Here I am, the guy with a bunch of paper around him without any paper handy to scribble on. So yes, you know what? Here's my email, filth@filthy.com. You know what? I probably guarantee you if you actually just emailed me, I would probably just send you something anyways. So yes, Undead Jed, and I'll send another one to Jeremy too. So yes. Well, too bad. You're getting one now for sure, Jeremy, with that kind of attitude. But I'd just like to say thanks for everyone for hanging out. There's my email, filth@filthy.com. If you send me an email with a mailing address, I'll probably send you something anyways, because that's just the type of guy I am. But anyways, you will be getting some presents in the mail, some stickers, and I am going to put on a shirt and pants and go and get some art supplies. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I'll be back here next Saturday. Don't forget during the week, you can check out Dave Scott, Spaced Out Radio. Go to Amazon.com, buy yourself a copy of Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2. Just plug that in there. It's got an alien on the front of it. And then go to Spaced Out Radio and get yourself some Spaced Out Radio socks or underwear with Dave's face on it, so Dave's crotch can be on, or your face can be on Dave's crotch all day. Yes, wait a minute. I said that wrong. That's all mixed up. Anyways, it's not important. There is underwear with Dave's face on it. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by. Remain dauntless. Tschüss.